Hello, fellow yogis. I just want to introduce you to a method that might help you improve your memory if you have that problem. Everybody wants to improve their memory, so I just thought I'd pass this along. I've been doing this method for about 3 weeks now, and I feel a lot better. I feel more at ease. I feel more calm, less stressful. So there may be something to it. Now, the method was invented by a Dr. Dharma Khalsa. And he was a young doctor at the University of California in San Francisco about 30 years ago, and started doing research on ways to improve memory. And he came up with a meditation method called Kirtan Kriya. He came across this method when he visited a yogi, Yogi Bhajan, Bhajan, if you want to look it up, Yogi Bhajan, in Espanola, New Mexico, which is a retreat center. So he and his wife, Dr. Khalsa and his wife, were there at the retreat center, and he and his wife were invited into the private quarters of Yogi Bhajan. And Yogi Bhajan introduced him to this yoga method, this meditation method rather, and asked Dr. Khalsa if he would teach the method to people as they got older. So Dr. Khalsa did the meditation and decided to do research to see if it might help people with memory problems. Now, the meditation takes 12 minutes, which is not long at all. And if you do it once a day, so 12 minutes once a day. And the meditation is fairly easy, and I'll show you how to do that pretty soon. So far, he and his research team have done research at UCLA, the University of Pennsylvania, West Virginia University, University of New Mexico, the University of Arizona, and at the Karolinska Institute in Sweden. Now, if we look at this slide, we'll see what they've discovered. What they've discovered is that this method of meditation called Kirtan Kriya, Kirtan means singing, and Kriya is a way to do something. So it's a way to do singing, a particular way of singing. It increases energetics over to the left. Number 2, it improves epigenetics. Epigenetics is how your lifestyle, your behavior, the environment, and all that can change how genes work. Genes can change. 3, increases synaptic function. The synapse is the space between neurons in the brain where enzymes and different chemicals go from one nerve ending to the other nerve ending. So it increases that function. 4, it increases the gray matter in the brain. 5, it upregulates the immune system, makes the immune system more functional. 6, it reduces multiple risk of Alzheimer's disease. 7, they've shown that it increases telomerase. Telomerase is an enzyme that protects the telomeres, which are the ends of chromosomes that keep the chromosomes from unraveling and getting bad as you get older. 8, it down-regulates the inflammatory genes. So there are the genes, they have isolated a gene and several genes that cause inflammation that will allow your body to create inflammation. So it decreases that mode. 10, or 9 rather, increases cerebral blood flow to very different parts of the brain. So those are the effects, and the outcome, there are 9 outcomes that result from these 9 effects. Less stress, you sleep better, less inflammation in the body, increased feeling of well-being, that's what I'm feeling, reverse of memory loss. I don't know if I have gotten that yet. Increased spiritual fitness. Spiritual fitness is where a person has increased patience, you have better awareness, you have more compassion for other people and things, and you find a spiritual path, a mental fitness it's called. 7, increases the executive function. The executive function is said to be your working memory. Where did you go? How did you get there? How do you do numbers? Speaking to people, planning and organizing. That's all the executive function. 8, it improves memory of SCD. SCD is subjective cognitive decline. MCI is mild cognitive impairment, and then Alzheimer's is the what we want to try to prevent. So it has shown to reverse all of those. And 9, it enhances your mood, and it increases less anxiety, less stress. So this is a very good thing to do if you're concerned about your memory. If you go into a room and to get something and you go in there and you forgot why you went in there, or you see somebody that you know and you can't remember their name, so that's a little bit of loss of memory maybe. Some people have it when they're very young, and some people accumulate it as they get older. But those are just not necessarily to be concerned about. But if you forget your name, or you don't know your wife's name or your girlfriend's name, then that may be a little bit more serious. So, how does the Kirtan Kriya work? It's very simple. It involves posture, sitting up straight. You don't want to do it standing. You can do it lying down on your back. And it involves touching your fingers, called mudra. And it involves of your voice, which resonates with the brain, which resonates with the whole body, in fact. So it's touching the fingers as you sing the song, the Kirtan. And the Kirtan is for sounds. It's sa, ta, na, ma. Sa could mean infinity. Sa, ta is living, to live your life. Na is death, and ma is rebirth. Rebirth. So you kind of sing it, sa, ta, na, ma. And so looking at this chart, sa, ta, na, ma, and the brain, there's a picture of the brain, and as you say sa, the sound sweeps from the forehead, from the top of the head rather, the crown of the head, sa, and then out the forehead, the third eye it's called. Sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma. So visualization, you visualize that energy, that sound coming down and out the forehead, down and out the forehead. So you visualize, you say the song, and you touch your fingers, and you have the posture. So all of those things are interlaced together in this meditation practice. Sa, ta, na, ma. So you do this for 2 minutes out loud. Sa, ta, na, ma. And then for 2 minutes, soft like you're whispering. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. And then 4 minutes, silent. You just say it to yourself. And then 2 minutes as a whisper. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. And then 2 minutes out loud. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. You can do this with a timer, or you can do it with, you can record it and then play it back with you, with yourself. Or what I do is I just have kind of an internal clock and I do it, and I've learned that after a while there's 2 minutes, and then I do 2 minutes softly, and then I do 4 minutes to myself without any sound, and then for 2 minutes softly, whispering, and then for 2 minutes out loud. And that happens to turn out to be 12 minutes. All right, so how does this affect the brain? Okay, looking at this picture on how Kirtan Kriya works, here's a picture or drawing of the brain over in the lower right-hand corner. And the dark area is an area in the brain that receives information from the body, from the mouth, from the head, from the fingers, and so on. And that's called the homunculus. The homunculus is an important part of the brain, as you can see, and the illustrations are enhanced or not enhanced according to what part of the body affects the homunculus more than the other parts. So you can see the arm doesn't send very many messages or strong messages to the homunculus. The thumb and the fingers are very sensitive in the homunculus. The face, the tongue, the mouth, the lips are a huge part of the homunculus. So talking, tasting, sticking your tongue out, open your mouth real wide, all of those things you can really feel because those sensory sensations are sent to the homunculus. So posture, close the eyes, and you do the sa, ta, na, ma, touching the fingers, which stimulates the brain. Saying the words, sa, you can feel the vibrations go up into your sinuses, up through the brain into the sinuses. Sa, ta, na, ma. Touching, hearing, feeling vibrations, all of those will stimulate the brain, and it stimulates the brain evidently up in a positive way. So you might want to practice this Kirtan Kriya method in improving your brain. It's just something that you might want to try, or you might want to do more research. Just go to the internet or look on the Google Kirtan Kriya, Kirtan Kriya, Kirtan Kriya, and do some more research on it yourself, and maybe practice it. So, sa, ta,